the intro now.
Why is it?
It's so loud.
So long.
Your browser failed to play the video.
It takes a while for people to come in on my great streams. I really think this was culture's way of trying to sabotage my streams by making it uber loud and long.
My browser failed to play this video, so I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm rethinking my life.
Nah, well, you still got time. You still got time.
You got 20 seconds to rethink your life.
Yeah, this is horrible. I'm not even seeing it. Oh, fuck you.
Why all the nudity?
I'm into it. Can't wait till he updates this too. He really doesn't care about me at all. Ooh, I'm culture. I passed you in subs. Now I don't care. Look at him. He has short hair and everything on the bottom left.
Still got those widow peaks.
Yeah. That's when he was using Pantene. It's the truth. It's the truth. All right, everybody. Welcome. We got not that many people here yet, but hey, we always grow as we go. That's my catch
keep
line.
Telling yourself that, Scott. Keep telling yourself
I
that.
set myself up for that one. It is Saturday night. It is the dump. We have an awesome guest on tonight. Wait a minute.
Kiss his ass a little more. Come on.
Wait a minute.
He deserves it.
There we go. There's our new guest. He is Stephen Walton, the tree-hugging
That is not me.
symbol. That was his mullet sunnin, when he put sprayed sunnin in his hair.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were
Yeah.
the days.
Those are the days. We also got
Kurt Cobain.
we also got Lethal Lightning here. What's up, man?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Yes.
the offer.
It's
How you doing?
11:34 where you are?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. So you're like a half hour. That's
Are
so
you
confusing.
Why
drinking
does he sound
coffee?
funny?
I've had a cup of coffee, yes.
Good. Did you put it in your mouth?
So what?
Nothing, just making sure.
Don't
You're doing it the right way.
don't listen to the guy in witness protection. His voice should be like, "My name is Steven and I fuck trees." Talking about Steven.
Whistleblower over here.
Yes.
Half jaded out.
Yes. He worked for DC. What's up, buddy?
Hi, everybody.
Wow.
My stuff isn't here yet, so I'm on a laptop and earbuds. Sorry.
You're so trying to pull a Sporking News 2019, and that's just
I
not
am
cool.
worse. I think I've achieved worse than your channel was. In
Yeah, at least I had
2019.
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for talking. Machiny draws. What do you got going there?
So football season is upon us. My parents went to the Niners training camp, which looked really a lot of fun. So I'm
Did
getting
that
into
look
that
like
mood.
Jimmy? Is that Jimmy G in the middle? What's going on?
No. It's all
Oh.
all my own characters. But yeah, I'm drawing some football girls for tomorrow's stream. So yeah, I'm still in the sketch phases. But yeah, it's gonna
I like how you think.
really coming out. Yeah, there you go.
What's up, Tommy?
Yo, what's going on, Scott? Always good to see you, buddy. And it's always good to see everybody that's out in the chat. You all are amazing. And I'm hoping to be able to nibble off some toes tonight.
All right. And
All right.
and Tom from Midnight's Edge. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Midnight's S Espanol. Midnight's Edge Radio. And The Dump.
That is a
How are you,
very
Tom?
reimagined Avatar.
I love it.
I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I took some candy and Scott shoved me in a van.
Hey.
He does that.
The best thing is I only had to use Smarties. That's all. Like, who goes for Smarties?
You know, I'm very disappointed in your avatar, Tom.
Candy's candy,
It's very
motherfucker.
unrealistic. Yeah, we just went over that on Machiny stream, about realistic avatars and everything. It's
Oh, look at mine.
depressing.
Mine's pretty realistic. Look at that. I look just like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Big
about
head
that
and all.
tall.
I'm going to start my own anime.
I think
want-
this little icon is just as judgmental as I am.
Look at the look. It even has the eyebrow up and everything. Yeah, I like it. I think it's you. Yeah, there you go. See? All right, let's say hi to the chat. We got Miss Martin Muses here, one of my favorite people who's a regular on my Monday streams when I get back to that sometime in October. After the baby's born, it'd be awesome. Tina Bojan, not feeling well tonight, so she'll be back. She'll watch it later. Hope you feel better. Mads, Mama Bear, love you.
Hey, Mama Bear.
Runner, who Runner on a stream with you driving a car. It was weird. Keely Chow is up in the house. Brightest Day. Hey, guess what? You're a channel member. You're still not on the final channel member thing because, once again, Culture Casino doesn't care about my channel. Anyways, Cody Guy. And don't ask me why you should be able to do it yourself. He offers. Cody Guy is up in the house. He's a channel member. Parrot Head's up in the house. The Time Prophet, my angry Scottish friend who is not from Scotland and is not Scottish. Rennie A. Good to see you, Rennie. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you here. There's other people, and I'm happy you're here. Thank you for being here.
There's other people.
They're here. They know I love them.
You wonder why there is a growth problem on your channel. Oh, wait a minute. That was because it was snipped off. Never mind.
You son of a bitch. We got Rennie saying, spork the like button. Yeah, I hear you. All right, so I think we're going, because we have Lethal here. And I feel like the full Aussie is always about, the ladies. So we're going to start with this one. SI swimsuit model Brooks Nader doesn't care if her sexy style offends you. This is her sexy style. Lethal
Who would
is
be offended by
more.
that? Sorry, Lethal.
I said offend me more, baby.
Exactly, right?
Send me more.
She thinks this is offensive. Fuck.
Also, like, she works hard to have a body like this. Like, why shouldn't she show it? You know what I mean?
I love how
God
she went
bless
the
her.
extra mile and she used the Band-Aid colored underwear on there. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It won't hurt when it rips off. I mean, the girl is a very attractive young lady, and she's getting shamed, I'm getting from this article that I never read. But she says something to the fact, since then, she certainly hasn't stepped back from the see-through styles. She's obsessed with it. When I wore my first sheer dress, people fully attacked me. Oh, okay. It can be like a little bit hurtful, but honestly, I'm the type of personality that's like, okay, cool. People want to hate on it. I'm totally going to do it again. She's from Louisiana, so I don't know. Maybe Jane knows her. I mean, little sheer here, little sheer.
Nice.
I'm liking it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I sense daddy issues and red flags.
right. I'm just glad I was going to wear that tonight, so I'm happy that I didn't. But yeah, she's got the body. She goes for it. Let's see what else she says. She says, you won't believe the type of things that go under there to conceal. Ooh, she's talking about wardrobe malfunctions. They have it down to a science because if it were up to me, I am sure that they know I would probably wear nothing under it. And they're
God bless
like,
you.
yeah, with the camera flashes, that's just not an option. Is it? Is it not an option?
Lethal, how do you feel? How do you feel about that option? What do you think, sir?
Well, considering she's close to my age, maybe we should run some scientific experiments together. I got a decent camera on my phone.
How old
I got
is
a
she?
ring light.
Nice.
It said she was 25. Didn't
25. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I probably did. I don't pay attention.
Yeah, break me.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I
she's,
mean, look, if she wants to dress like this, dress like this. I mean, she shouldn't let anyone stop her. I mean,
Right.
aren't we supposed to, respect all the women's and shit like
Yeah,
that?
so,
So
yeah,
why aren't we respecting her?
it's actually body shaming. You can't.
Yes, it is.
Well,
I mean,
at one time
It's like
when women
reverse
were wearing,
feminism. Sorry,
I was going to say one time when women started wearing outfits like this, it was called women empowerment, and they were encouraged to be able to wear whatever they wanted to wear and go out there in public and be who they wanted to be. Now it's come full circle, and we're coming back around to that Puritan style way of thinking, where these idiots are saying they should be ashamed of wearing stuff like that.
You're spot on. It's always Puritans, and Puritans on the left and Puritans on the right are just as cringy as each other. A Puritan's a fucking Puritan.
right. They're the same people.
exactly.
Oh, go, Tom. Tom,
I was going to
please.
say, honestly, I'd say this is worse because this isn't so much like, oh my God, you're showing too much. It's more like, oh my God, she looks better than me. Cover the fuck up. That's
There you
what
go.
the
Insecurity.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
see
even.
it.
No, it's not insecurity. It's jealousy. It's
Well,
jealousy, and it's like.
I would say it's both.
I mean, you just had a girl who was like 30 years old, that 600-pound life that died. She died because people were telling her it was okay to be 600 pounds. and she was trying to change her life, you know, but people like don't want to look, like we talked about before. Doctors don't tell people anymore like that they're obese and they should get healthy. Like they're fearful because there are women out there that now these large Ella, like Lane Bryant type models are healthy, and it's not healthy. You know, it's actually dangerous for your heart, dangerous for your organs.
Healthy for an elephant, maybe.
That's
this
true.
Is coming from a fat kid.
Yeah. I'm not a spring
I know.
chicken.
I'm gonna die early. Like I know I'm halfway through my life. It's my own fucking fault. Like I don't blame nobody else. Somebody wants to shame me. Yeah, it's my own fault.
I don't know why is it now that the idea of shaming somebody that looks good is okay, but shaming someone who needs to get their life together is not?
Jealousy.
It's the same BS argument that we see, and we covered this. Yes, we covered this on the last stream with the whole realistic body proportions.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing you do with 2D women is the same thing you go with 3D women, and it's usually a double standard with that.
Yeah, bring that up again. Bring up that the rain, Blood Rain one, because this is what they believe, and it's ridiculous.
Like,
Go
I'll
ahead.
be honest, as for myself, like I love strong, charismatic women that embrace their sensuality, their sexuality. It doesn't matter what size they are to me. I enjoy that type of strength in a woman. So for her to dress like that, that's not just sexy to me because of the appeal to my eye. It's attractive because of her confidence in herself.
Right. And you can also be a little overweight, but still be healthy.
Yeah.
Like, look, not even overweight. Like Gina Carano is athletic. She is a larger woman that is a sex symbol. You know, there's that one model, I forget her name, damn it. She's like a plus size model that kind of started this movement, but still she is a very full figure, Ashley something, full figure, good looking woman. You know what I mean? Like now we're getting to the point where like, if you don't have the muffin top, then we're going to shame you in it. It's ridiculous.
Well, look, it's okay to be confident in yourself. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not, I'm not shaming anybody who's into, bigger bodies. Obviously, like I wish I could find more people who are, but but like, here's the thing: is one thing to be like, yeah, be confident in yourself. You're beautiful just the way you are. But when you look like you're smuggling fucking piggies underneath your fucking blankets,
Right.
when you walk down the street, like you seriously need to do something, or you're gonna die when you're 30. I don't understand this idea either, where it's like, oh, somebody looks healthy, oh, shame them for actually showing off their healthy body,
Absolutely.
And then you have somebody who isn't obviously healthy, and generally the rest of the world has to fucking get out of their way for them. Like, look, I get it. I want to go and travel too, and it sucks that things aren't made for fat people. But like, there's certain things, if you don't lose weight or get to a certain point, like, I guess you just can't do it.
Well, you know what, Tom? I mean, a lot of those people can't even do everyday activities. That's why you wind up maybe going into a Walmart and you seeing that 600-pound behemoth sitting on one of those little electric chairs that are made for people that are disabled, because they can't make it around the store even to do the shopping that they need to be able to get food so they can survive. That is ridiculous.
Right. And don't forget also, this girl's a supermodel. They're supposed to dress not just sexy, but in designs that are different from the normal. Yeah, she's not wearing a meat suit like Lady Gaga, but she's wearing something that a designer, you're not going to wear out on a night on a town, most likely. It's something that's meant to be like almost artistic at a premiere or something. It's haters. That's what it is. Here we have the character from Blood Rain, reimagined. So why don't you read why they made the change there?
Her uncanny resemblance to Mila Jovovich leaves some thought to her character could be realistic. But again, her tiny figure, large breast, and strength to simultaneously carry twin arm blades isn't really standard. While we admire her stamina and desire to avenge her murdered family, we thought a bit of extra weight wouldn't go amiss. Something that would especially be highlighted, such as a skin-tight dress. Perky breasts are something every female video game character seems to be blessed with, but we're here to make things real, so we altered her breast shape.
Now go back up to the pictures and blow it up a little bit. So you're talking about Blood Rain. I mean, Lethal, have you ever played it or do you know the movies?
I've never played it, no, but I know of it.
Yeah, so I watched the movies and
I played it.
the girl, she's a vampire. Supernatural strength. Like, she doesn't have to be big boned and have a muffin top to carry the weapon she has.
Well, do you remember a few years ago they were pushing to have a fat, and I believe that was actually the word, a fat female for Assassin's Creed?
Oh, that's right.
They're going to
And
push
I got
out
shut
female
down
for
real
Assassin's
quick.
Creed, but
I got shut down real quick. Like these games, I don't really play a whole lot of those games, but those games are like what you just running around constantly on rooftops doing parkour, you know, jumping around, athletic as fuck. It's like I don't think one of them are going to be fat. They're going to be extremely fit.
Can you imagine that though? Like
Look,
a
I'm
woman.
fat. I get winded walking up the fucking stairs. I ain't doing no parkour.
So, exactly. You're not going to be able to like climb up a tower and jump off and land in a haystack and then go and assassinate some.
Right.
If I do, then it's on accident.
Right. But look at just these reimagined designs. Like,
Look at
Widowmaker?
that
Widowmaker.
That's fucking shit. It just looks shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
You
this,
know what,
Ivy?
Lethal. Going back to that Assassin's Creed thing, I think that there's something of value in there because if they were to make an overly obese woman as an assassin stumbling across rooftops, maybe falling off of them, I think that could be actually quite hilarious.
mm-hmm.
If you're going to keep it realistic, make sure it's fully realistic.
Well, yeah, and like, look at this one though, man. This is Ivy, right?
This is a fighting game, and things about fighting games is hitboxes are extremely important when playing these types of games. And Ivy looks like she has a big
Hitbox.
Oh, that's a hitbox. That's a
Unfair.
buffet box. Lethal.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Mate, you'll be fucking zoning her from halfway across the other side of the stage.
Exactly.
How big
She
is, man.
she defends shin level really well though.
And what does every attack on her count as a high?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just
yeah.
I ain't getting
ridiculous.
no overheads on that.
Yeah, bring up Jade. Like, it isn't a big difference, but it is, like Makani said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's
It's the face. The face is what jumps out to me straight away.
well, they wanted to make sure she had blemishes. Like, they're supposed to be Jade's supposed to be perfect.
Jade's
Like-
supposed to be a Dinian. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it makes no sense. And what is wrong with a powerful woman that's also sexy? Like, we have to make them look a certain way. It's freaking stupid.
But this is kind of like the same argument as like the Assassin's Creed. Like this is Mortal Kombat character, and again, Adenians. You know, they're not human.
Right.
They're Adenians, and they have a lot of. They're very athletic people. Same
Right.
as Melina. And Melina is even a better example because she's
She's
fucking
a clone.
genetically bred. Like she's not normal.
Right. What did Steven, what did you call this picture right here?
Yeah. This was Kelly Marie Tran and Rose Tico. That's what that is. Right?
It's
yeah.
perfect.
The
Perfect
potato
analogy.
sack.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the idea that we have to make all women not look like they're athletic when they're supposed to be an athletic character. You know, like if Melissa McCarthy's playing something and it's just a funny role or even a serious role, but she's not supposed to be athletic, I'll believe it. But if she's supposed to be like, you know, an Olympic runner, I'm not going to believe it.
See that one just looks shit.
Yeah.
No, you know, and this is the one that pissed me off the most when Makani showed it because she's undead. She's a dead character. She was somebody had her soul ripped out of her body by the Lich King, and her body was dead, and she didn't actually recover the body in the lore until much later on. So you tell me that while her body was laying there dead, that she was eating donuts to gain all that extra weight? Give me a break. It's so stupid.
I throw that in there. Just
There's
for
a bit of a difference right there. Mark Mark, what's up? Go ahead, Tom. What were you going to say?
This whole thing is stupid because it's first of all,
It
it's
is.
fantasy characters. And then if you're talking about situations where it's like time period stuff, you realize that there wasn't a lot of fucking fat people back in the day.
Exactly.
Well, you know, if you were fat in certain time periods, it was a sign of wealth. Yeah, it was a sign of
Exactly.
wealth.
Yeah,
Wealth,
very
wealthy,
rare.
yeah.
Like you go back in certain eras and up until the 18th and 19th century,
Right.
then you'll start finding fat fuckers.
Right,
Before that, like very rarely outside of kings. Like yeah.
right. Absolutely, man. I don't know. I'm done with it. But also what I'm done with is this too. This idea of what they're doing. And I know it kind of goes over what people sometimes don't feel comfortable talking about this, but you got a cross, or I don't know, was it a cross-dressing gonzo or a gender?
What the living? What is the what?
Oh yeah, let me read. This is the Catholic League president accuses Disney Muppet Babies of child abuse for promoting sex transitioning with episode featuring cross-dressing gonzo. Oh, you missed on this? You didn't hear about this one?
Everyone knows I'm chicken sexual.
Yeah. So he feels more comfortable. What?
Thanks, Camilla.
It's called Gonzarella.
Nation, man. How come everyone seems to forget that Gonzo had his own movie, which his whole movie was basically about being happy with yourself? You know, you're a cool guy as you are, Gonzo.
Right. Well, now he was never happy, so he was lying in that because
he has a dick on his head. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, massive one too.
You imagine the one that's between my legs?
So the Catholic, I didn't even bring this up about the Catholic League because half the times, they're repressed people too. But the idea of Gonzarella, it's a story based on him dressing as Cinderella. The episode had questions seeing Gonzo upset because he wanted to wear a princess dress to the royal ball, but the girls said he wasn't supposed to because he's a boy.
Wasn't that kind of like cross-dressing humor? That's been around for decades, though.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought this was, but it's not. No. It's pretty bad. Like it kind of starts off thinking, are they going to make a cross-dressing joke, which is still a bit much for
a kid's show.
Yeah. But no, it's straight up fucking transitioning as a child.
Right, it gets very right. I did too, and it gets very serious. It's serious at the end. Like it's not just cross-dressing, it's transitioning. And that's what I think they're setting us up for. Oh, that's what they're setting us up for.
And again, this is Muppet Babies.
Yes, not even full-grown Muppets. They're Muppet Babies.
Well, that is child abuse, because anything that has to do with anything that has to do with transitioning a person before they are old enough to make their own decisions for themselves and understand the world is child abuse.
Right.
Right. That's it. There's no defending that.
Well, this is their way of trying to normalize it, though. If they could put this in cartoons and have kids watching it and accepting it, this is how they normalize it, though. And I think a lot of people are missing out on that.
Right. And again, I am not against
indoctrination. Yeah,
it is. And when you use it on young, impressionable minds, and they're starting to see that kids with autism, now that it's more in the forefront, they kind of lean towards this because they don't, maybe not autism, but kids on the spectrum may lean towards this because it makes them feel part of something. It makes them feel different, so they feel comfortable. There's a paper on it, but
well, the other side of this is, where is the trans and LGBTQ community coming out against this?
Right.
Because you have the one character who's been known the entire time as what? He was always called a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you saying that because he's weird, he should be queer or LGBTQ? I mean, to me, I think that's a bit insulting.
Wow. I didn't even think about it that way. You're absolutely right, man. I mean, he was a chicken fucker. Unlike Walton, who's a tree humper.
He's an alien who likes to fuck chickens, okay?
Absolutely.
And he's into self-abuse. He's
down with that.
We already of all the Muppets, we kind of already knew what Gonzo's kinks were. He's not hiding the shit.
Right, exactly.
He's like, what if I ask Camilla?
Yeah. So blow me up. I want to be blown up, and then you spit in my face.
Oh yeah, literally.
Oh, my bad. Snowball.
Literally blown up.
By the end of the episode, Gonzo reveals to the other Muppets that he was the mysterious princess all along. Like you couldn't tell, saying that he didn't reveal this fact sooner because you all expected me to look a certain way.
No, we didn't, Gonzo. You're a fucking weirdo. Mm-hmm. We expect you to be weird because you're Gonzo. The word Gonzo means weird, for fuck's sake.
Yep. They also, in this episode, reinforce the using of non-binary pronouns, as Piggy uses they pronouns in reference to Gonzo's alter ego. We met the most amazing princess, but they ran away, and all they left behind was this, recalled Piggy while showing Gonzo's shoe. It's like, it's funny because it's if they don't point it out, it's a form of, oh God, when you put things in there that you don't see, but it gets into your head.
Well, I just want to point out, Nick, you're right. Also, just because he's cross-dressing doesn't mean he's automatically queer, but they insinuate that he doesn't feel normal if he's not dressed this way. Like, that's kind of the part where it goes a little too far for me. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, if the episode was just like, oh, Gonzo wants to wear the dress, why should it be a big deal? That isn't a big deal. But if they go to this whole, like, song and dance about how he feels like, you know, this is how he shouldn't be acting, but because everybody's making fun of him or what, like, the whole way it's set up to me is just bullshit. Right. And it's kind of pushing the whole fact that, you know, how he wants to be in real isn't really how he presents himself, which was my whole point, was Gonzo has never been afraid to be himself. Of all the Muppets.
Of all of them. Come on. Like, you're absolutely, that was the best point. Like, Gonzo is the freak. He is the freak. I mean, the next one on the list is the dude who, like, beats people with the fish. Like, I would think he would get a little funky.
Yeah, and Larry or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
pop up all the time. Yeah. Like, he's in that, he's in that group. And like I said, even the term Gonzo implies crazy or out of the norm. So
Hunter S. Thompson.
And that exactly. Well, yeah, that's why he got that moniker, was because that's what it means. Like, and that's what I'm saying is, like, so to me, I think the community should be up in arms saying, well, why is it this character specifically? Because to me, it's just like, okay, Gonzo to me, in and of itself means crazy or out of the norm. And then, you know, you pick Gonzo, the character that is, like you just said, known as the freak, or in this case, he's the weirdo. They've always called him that because they didn't know what he was up until Muppets from Space.
Right.
And that was Jim Henson's whole thing. He's just a nondescript creature that we don't know what he is. He's just one of the monsters, and he just never had been put in a category. That's all. Yeah.
So in regards to the episode, Muppet Babies executive producer Tom Warburton recently explained very early on, we wanted to do an episode where Gonzo just showed up to the playroom wearing a skirt, and it was no big deal. Also expressing his desire that the episode inspires kids who watch the show. No one cared or questioned it because Gonzo is always 200% Gonzo 347% of the time. But then story editor, co-producer Robin Brown and her team wanted to take it a step further and do a Cinderella story based on the idea. And it was just so wonderfully Gonzo. We hope he inspires kids watching to be 347% of themselves in their own way, too. Do you consider that child abuse?
I consider it indoctrination, but...
I don't like the Catholic League either, let's be real. But still.
Right. That's what I'm saying too. Like, is it going too far? I mean, I do find it uncomfortable. I have little kids, you know, and little kids will say, like,
I think it could be handled better. That was my point I was getting at before.
Yeah.
To me, it should be treated like it's no big deal that Gonzo is wearing, like, wants to be the princess. To me, if you don't make a big deal out of it and don't make it about, oh, I don't feel normal when I'm dressed the other way, that's where it gets to the point where it's like, okay, you're insinuating and pushing things here that shouldn't be in a children's program.
Right.
Especially if you're just trying to push the idea that, yeah, if boys want to run around in a princess dress, that doesn't automatically mean that they are not feeling normal in themselves. It just means they're playing along or having fun and not thinking of the gender norms. And see, that's the kind of thing that should be encouraged, not the other shit.
Right.
Agreed.
All right. Anybody have anything else on that? Okay, let's move on. I wanted to talk, you guys saw Suicide Squad, most of you?
Yep.
I want to get people's first impressions. I'm going to end with Lethal. How about Makini? What did you think?
I didn't see it. So,
okay, great story. Tommy, what? No, just kidding. Sorry, man. I forgot you said that.
No problem.
Tommy, you saw it twice. What did you think of the movie?
You know what? At first, when I watched it, I liked it. And I heard a lot of negative criticism. I mean, Lethal was one of the ones that I heard that had some negative criticism. And I was thinking, like, well, did I miss something? So I had to go and watch it again. And even after I watched it the second time, yeah, there's a few things that are kind of goofy about it. But I thought overall, I didn't think it was bad. Like I said before, I thought it was very James Gunn-ish. It was very Guardians of the Galaxy-ish in a way. But I thought overall that it was an entertaining movie. And I liked the way it started off, where they showed most of these people getting wiped out. I'm not going to get into who gets wiped out or what happens, but I mean, I thought that was interesting. The main character, or should I say the main villain of it, was it kind of weird to have that character in there? Yeah, I guess in a way, but that character did play a small part in the old DC comics, so I really didn't have that much of a problem. One of the other gripes that a lot of people had was what Peacemaker's suit. I thought it was very much reminiscent of the old comics, and everybody pissed and moaned about they would like to see these comic book characters brought to life on the big screen with their outfits. And I thought for the most part that they did it fairly well, because it was very representative of how he looked in the comics. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I was actually thinking about watching it a third time, see if there was anything else that I missed. And you know what? Sylvester Stallone and his voice for King Shark, I thought was perfect.
Yeah, somebody else did the motion capture, and it's one. I think it was one of the people in the movie. I just can't remember. It wasn't his brother who did Weasel, but it was somebody else, and I can't remember. That's why I didn't even realize it was him. So that's pretty cool. But it's kind of doing the whole, like you said in the other show, Groot. Tommy, what did you? Tom Connors, what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm more curious to hear what Lethal thinks, because I haven't heard his review yet, and I know from when we talked a little bit before the show, he wasn't as much of a fan, and that's the thing. Like, I haven't ran into too many people who haven't liked it, but I'm curious to hear from those who haven't and why.
Yeah.
Because it's generally, to me, it just seems to be breaking down to taste more than anything, and
That's a good thing.
Yes and no. I want to hear. It's like I don't want to hear like an echo chamber of, oh, it's good. I would like to hear some objectionable reasons why the movie isn't good from those who don't like it. So like, yeah, I mean,
right.
I do try to take in every bit I can as far as like, why people don't like something or whatever it is. But my personal feeling up front, I've been wanting to watch it again since I saw it. I know a lot of people are comparing it to Guardians. I feel like it was more of the tone of Super.
Yep.
If anybody's seen that movie of his, that's a much different film than Guardians was, and that's kind of what I got from it. I didn't.
That's with Rainn Wilson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit more serious, but it's more tongue in cheek, and I think Gunn, I mean, visually managed to, for the first time probably since the Ang Lee Hulk, really capture, and maybe Sin City, what a comic book looks like on screen. Like, I just felt like I was like, just the way the transitions are and the jumping back and forth, the way the characters are kind of presented and the way they act. And it is a very stylized film.
Yeah.
And again, I can get that, like, where people just may not like it, like Tarantino and certain things like that. But I'm curious to hear some actual objectionable reasons why.
Yeah. Like, the only issues I had with it, I don't know the comic that well. A lot of those characters I didn't know that well. But like, the only thing, it was the Harley Quinn they wanted for Birds of Prey. That's the one they wanted. But she was like uber OP. But again, it's something
that was one of my gripes.
Yeah, that's like, but if that's a gripe, that's a gripe. But she definitely was. I mean, she does what she does coming downstairs, and it's just like, wow.
Well, and there's like the whole thing, like, I wasn't the only one to point this out, but like, you could lift that entire bit with her and that president out of the film.
Yeah.
And it would not matter one bit. That should almost be like its own little story. It should have only been like an HBO Max like bonus short or something. Because if they would have cut that out of the movie, it would have helped the pacing big time.
Yeah. It went on too long.
It's a great scene, but it just in the context of the film, it wasn't necessary really.
Right. I felt like some of this pacing was I don't know. The connection between the characters is supposed to grow. The best part about it was the girl who played the rat. Oh God, what's the rat one? What's her name?
Oh, Ratcatcher 2.
Ratcatcher 2.
Ratcatcher 2.
I really enjoyed her portrayal. I thought she did a good job, but I don't know if that's comic book accurate or anything like that. But
the original Ratcatcher did die, and that was actually in the old comics. So this is supposed to be somebody that picks up his mantle after he's long gone. So
okay. So Lethal, what did you think, brother?
I think this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Tell me why.
And after seeing this, I cannot wait for live action comic book movies to go away. I fucking hated this movie from start to end. I didn't even want to go see it. My friend was very, very keen to see it. And he said, "Yeah, I'll take you." So we went and saw it, and I haven't spoken to him since.
So
that's a lie. That's the last.
That's awesome. But break it down. What was the biggest gripes? Give me your like top 3.
My top 3. Oh fuck! Look,
All right,
I hated
just give me
everything.
any.
I
Really?
hated like everything about this movie, but I hated the idea of how they took out Starro. Starro was beaten by rats and Harley Quinn with a spear. You know,
Yeah.
Starro the Conqueror. You know,
Yeah.
like the galaxy-ending threat that is Starro was beaten like that. Amanda Waller was just pathetic in this. She falls asleep at the mission desk. Like, okay, that's fucking stupid.
I actually liked it.
Task Force X, Black Ops doesn't exist, you know,
Yeah.
all that type of shit. She knows about Starro. She's trying to get that hard drive back, but she falls asleep at the desk. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
She gets hit over the back of the head with a pole or whatever it was, gets knocked out. Zero consequences for that.
Right.
Everyone's totally cool. At the bare minimum, she should have thrown them into Belle Reve for doing that. You know,
Right.
she spends the whole movie going, "You have no idea how far I will go." Well, turns out not that fucking far.
Right. Yeah, because
hated
I'll
that.
give you that. Like, I was shocked at the end that she didn't have them all locked up or put on their own
I
mission.
will say this, Lethal. You're the first person I've talked to who didn't like it, who actually give me legitimate reasons. Like outside of just like, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the character. I didn't like. Where's the story? It's like, well, the story's there. It's there.
The story's there,
though,
but it's stupid in my opinion.
oh, yeah, well,
Bloodshot-
that's totally fair. Again,
Yeah.
like,
Bloodshot and sorry, See, this is my point.
Bloodsport.
Bloodshot and Bloodsport are exactly the same.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
They're
can you tell me
completely
that?
interchangeable. A black guy marksman with a daughter, and that's their whole plot.
Right. And the only difference was the one in this movie tried to not show that he cared. You know, like that was the only difference. But I don't even know, is there a big difference between these comic book characters?
And then
Yes.
you had fucking his whole thing where he meets his daughter and he's like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit if she goes to jail. Fuck her. I want nothing to do with her. Oh, we're gonna lock her in Belle Reve. Damn, Belle Reve's a dangerous prison. All prisons are dangerous, dude.
Right.
Well, at first,
Well,
to be fair,
Lethal-
he's more like, you know, he figures like, yeah, she's gonna go to juvie, big fucking deal, kind of thing. Like, and then she's like showing that it's not gonna be that easy. Like, I get where you're coming from though. Like, but yeah, no, that was my first joke about the movie. Is I loved Idris Elba playing Will Smith.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he did a better
Lethal-
job.
He did a
but
better Will Smith than Will Smith.
Hey, Lethal, I got a question for you. And I mean, obviously you explain why you don't like it. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like it. Do you suppose simply because they're Snyderverse fans or because they want the air cut so bad that they're actually discrediting this movie before they've even watched it or before they even really heard anything about it?
Absolutely. There's some people doing that. I mean, I discredit Star Wars before there's even a Star Wars announcement. So yeah, absolutely. There's some people doing that. I'm a Snyderverse guy. I went into this open-minded and was extremely disappointed. I've been ratioed on my video for it. The comments is filled with internet autism. I'm having a lot of fun replying back and forth with them, calling them crackheads and calling them sperm rags and shit like that. It's fucking funny to me.
It is
But,
fucking
yeah.
fantastic.
I gave this movie killed live action comic books for me. I just don't fucking care anymore. There's some movies that I'm
wow.
cautiously optimistic for, like whatever, but I think this whole comic book movie phase era thing needs to fucking die. That it's a shame. Like, but just keep it to the animated ones. Like we had the 2 Batman Long Halloweens, and they were both great.
Oh, I want to watch those. I haven't watched
They
them
were
yet.
fucking great. Give me more of that as opposed to this. Like, this was awful, man. But no one seems to be able to answer this question. And this is a Warner Brothers / DC problem, not necessarily a problem with the movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a sequel or a reboot?
It's
From
a
what I
sequel
gathered,
boot.
it's a bit of both.
It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
It's a
reboot.
reboot, yeah, because
this
it
comes
references
from-
the first movie,
Yeah,
but it's got nothing to fucking do with it. And
Right.
Superman being put in the hospital, I got no problem with that. But when the fuck did that happen? That's
Yeah,
a big
that's- you
deal.
can't
That's
say
not
that
a big
and not
deal. You just
show it.
gloss over.
Yeah, you can't say that and not show it. I agree.
Wait a minute. Who was in the hospital?
Superman.
They say that what's his face?
Shot him with the kryptonite bullet.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
That's definitely one of those. That was one of those moments I thought of people like you. I was like, oh, they're not going to like that.
Well, it's
I
one
got
thing
nothing
you can't
against
just
it,
say
but
it,
you've
not
got to
show
get
it.
exactly, Tom. You can't just say, "Oh, it happened." Like, no, I need to see that.
Right.
Because, and again, that a lot of that is to do with the fact that it's a Warner Brothers DC fuck up with continuity, and it's all over the shop. But last I saw, Superman was resurrected after dying. but now he's in hospital. Like, I don't know. I missed where that happened. That's like saying, oh yeah, well, fuck, you know, this is the guy that blew up Bruce Wayne's mansion and cut off his head. You're like, oh wait, so Batman's dead? When the fuck did that happen?
Well, I mean, I know they did have something in the original comic books where Bloodsport did shoot Superman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when did that happen in this timeline?
I mean, that's the problem. I think that they skip around so much with some of these movies that they don't have time to actually explain it all either. I mean, I get your point right there. I mean, it should be explained a little bit better because they just kind of throw you into this scenario that unless you're a comic book fan, you don't know about. And I think maybe to a degree that's what this was. This was made more for people that knew a little bit more about the comic book lore than a normie. And I think in a way that might take away from it a little bit, but
I also think
they also referenced the first movie because Harley and fucking Captain Boomerang know each other.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is a sequel.
It is.
It's not really though, because
but it's in the sense of Wonder Woman 84. You got to remember, it came out with that regime. Look, right? Like, and this is what, and again, this is just going off of what I was told from somebody at Warner Brothers, and this was their intention was they wanted to keep the good stuff, toss the rest. And every movie coming out since basically Aquaman was a reboot-quel. Yes, it's a sequel, but it's not a direct tie to the original. And that's the same reason why that test audience was having so many issues with Wonder Woman 84, because they were like, is this a sequel? What's going on here? We don't understand. And I think that's why they even changed a few things with the whole Steve Rogers bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there was some other shit that was different in the original version of that, from what I recollect too.
See, even with that, and again, this is a Warner Brothers fuck up. Yeah. Even with that, then is okay. Well, the last time we saw Harley was Birds of Prey,
right?
See, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there either. And again, Birds of Prey was another one of those that was a result of we're trying to reboot this in its own universe, which, again, it's kind of like where you have. The best way I can explain it is where, you know, it's kind of like back in the old day when they used to make certain sequels. It was like they just didn't really give a shit about what came before. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of where it's at. They're just kind of like, oh, people won't notice. They don't realize that the audience is much smarter than it was back then, or at least a lot less accepting of you saying, oh, this is a sequel to something, and it clearly isn't.
Right. Well, that's my problem with DC. No, go ahead.
So it's also been an exciting time for fans who, you know, that the CGI, the technology is there to make some of the movies that we've always wanted to see. And you have a lot of fans from DC, Marvel, other you know areas that are really looking forward to a great representation of these characters, and we haven't gotten that. And not only haven't we really gotten it in the vision that the directors or the writers may have wanted to give with interference from others, but we're also being yelled at the same time if we don't like something. So there's kind of this disdain between customer and or fan and the people that are producing these things. Well, so
that's just it, Steve. I disagree with Lethal, but I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, he's wrong and he has no right to feel that way.
Right, because you're open-minded, though.
Well, not just that. I understand that he holds these characters much more dear than I do. He knows much more about them, as opposed to where I can watch this knowing what I do very little about these characters and just enjoy it as a James Gunn comic book movie, right? Like, and that's what I loved about it, was just the balls out. We're not going to give a shit about anything other than we're just going to have some fun. And to me, with its flaws, it still felt the closest thing we've had in a long time to an actual comic book movie. Like, with the word comic book being the operative term.
Right.
But I also understand where Lethal's coming from. And this is the first time I've heard anybody actually gripe about the characters, right? Like, and certain motivations and certain things that shouldn't be a certain way. Otherwise, a lot of the gripes I've just heard are it was boring and it was long. It didn't have a story.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, that's not true, because it did have a story, and I can get the pacing is off. I've bitched about that.
Yeah.
But I think that was just a matter of, oh, we love this Harley Quinn scene, and if they should have just took it out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, another thing that was in there, and actually I kind of appreciated that they did that, is they went to the length to explain why that one character was Ratcatcher too. They explained what happened to the original Ratcatcher, and that's something that was actually something, you know, a bit of a nod to people that like comic books, but it was more of a nod to the people that didn't understand the story. And like Lethal was saying, they probably should have did the same thing with Superman to a smaller degree. They could have had a flashback or something to show people, you know, what happened and make them understand that part of the story of why he was there and why he wound up being part of that team.
Well, and outside of the tone, maybe that would have helped people like Lethal, like where you were saying it just doesn't feel like a sequel. Well, that was one of the fun things about the first Suicide Squad was the little flashes to like seeing Batman and all that kind of stuff. And they could have played with a little bit more of that. And that's what they should do with these kind of movies where you're clearly giving us the characters that aren't the A or B or C or D squad most of the time. But you get to flash back to their experiences with the bigger characters.
Right.
Well, I had always
thought. All right, go on.
I had enjoyed the first Suicide Squad for its imperfections, having a movie about villains, and the imperfections to me actually made it more endearing. I enjoyed that film. I want to see the Ayer cut. I want to see I do want to see that version of the film, but I have not yet seen the new Suicide Squad. I'm going to see it tonight, and when I do, I'm going to give an honest opinion of how I feel.
I think you'll like it. If you like 2016, you're going to like this.
I did. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, you'll probably like it then. See, I didn't like 2016, the theatrical one, but I thought this was worse. But
really, you thought this was worse?
I think this is fucking god awful. This movie, I hate this movie. And I think that Suicide Squad has always. I think Suicide Squad would always work better as a TV show.
Yeah.
Than a movie because you could have different characters come
HBO
into
Max
Belle Reeve.
series,
Yeah. Because you can use like less known characters and have like them coming into Belle Reeve, and they're in Belle Reeve, and then Amanda Waller walks up, hey, you want to be in the fucking Suicide Squad? Get your time sentence cut down. Yeah, we can just burn through everyone, go for everyone in that. But it is pretty interesting how like rewind the clock years ago, Warner Brothers wanted their Suicide Squad back then, the 2016 one, to be more like Guardians. And David Ayer was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing what I've got going on here."
Right.
And then Warner Brothers fucking
hires the guy.
Then Warner Brothers does what Warner Brothers does and cuts it to shreds.
Right.
And then fast forward to today, hey, we'll get the guy that made Guardians to do the movie we always wanted to be like Guardians.
See, I'm worried. What I'm worried about now is the idea, because I'm with you in a certain way. I'm just done with the live action stuff right now.
It needs to go.
But I'm scared they're going to dive into what I just really started getting into is anime. Like I've been watching My Hero Academia, The Rising of the Shield Hero. Oh,
see, I don't think they're going to do that. I think what they're going to do before they try with that shit. And they are starting to try that shit. We got the Gundam Netflix coming up. Gundam's like the best thing ever made. Gundam does Star Wars better than Star Wars does. But I think what they're going to do before they go down that route is they're going to go for video game movies.
Okay. They've been doing those here and there throughout the years, but you think hardcore, they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like it always goes in phases, Is it mob movies, westerns, fucking noir movies, superhero movies, and then after superhero movies, I think it's going to be video games.
Yeah,
We had Netflix come out saying they're doing their own gaming thing.
The other thing I think might be a big thing is I'm wondering if like we're going to see a bit of a turn towards like sword and sorcery with like the resurgence of He-Man. Dune is kind of in that bit of area. It's been 20 years since Lord of the Rings. Exactly. We got the Lord of the Rings show coming. I was just going to say that. I mean, I think Red Sonja.
I'd love to see more Conan.
Well, Conan's actually on the way. That was because we reported that.
House of the Dragon.
Netflix is getting the Netflix show for Conan's getting full speed ahead anyway, I should say. As soon as we hear more, we'll let you know. And that's being produced outside of Netflix, so don't worry about that. Frederick Malmberg has personally told us that it will not be woke. And that's part of the reason why Amazon dumped it, is because he refused to budge on any of their demands. Basically,
which one's that? I'm sorry, I missed it. Which one's that?
Well, and I can't say that he said that, but that's the impression we got. The Conan series.
Oh, right.
Because that was the thing. It was going to be on Amazon, and then Amazon dumped it for what was it, Wheel of Time or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, the impression we got, it was because Conan's too problematic, and Frederick wasn't going to budge on changing anything. So
yeah. Instead of like Sheldon from freaking Big Bang Theory playing Conan or something like that.
Or that he plays second fiddle to a woman is what would happen.
Right. Your Muslim uncle for $4.99. Thank you very much for the $4.99. I really appreciate it. Continuing on Lethal's point, they could do Suicide Squad TV show, roll into a Checkmate show, and then continue making an Amanda Waller trilogy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, But again, this is Warner Brothers we're talking about. Warner Brothers, I think, is
they're
the
fucked.
most reactionary company out there.
They
Whereas
are,
something
yes.
like Disney could just sit in their firm, they can plant their feet and go, no, fuck you, we're shit and we're staying here. Whereas someone like Warner Brothers is just the most reactionary fucking place out there.
Well, you also have like 3 regimes running the company. That's the problem.
Yeah, everyone like hates it. I've always said, like, could you imagine like being like the new guy at Warner Brothers? You walk in there, you're like, whoa.
Oh, it's
okay.
a bloodbath. It's a mess.
Pick which table you sit out really fucking carefully.
Exactly. No, and that's kind of what, and that's where like one of my guys I knew there, I'm not even sure if he still works there anymore. I haven't heard from him in a while because there was a lot of heads rolling, and now with Laszlo coming in, if that deal goes through, it's going to get worse. Now, the upside of that is Laszlo may take the reins and say, you guys need to get this shit under control. That's the upside of that, because he's a no-nonsense kind of guy. And I think that's why Killar stuck around instead of leaving like he was going to. Because Killar, on the other hand, he's smart. He sees there's an audience for the Snyderverse, even if it's just on HBO Max, right? And there's no reason it cannot continue and you can't do other things in other ways. And and I think that's where Laszlo is going to see that, and he's going to be like, yeah, why are you ignoring this fan base? And not only that, why are you like ostracizing them? Because like that's the thing with Discovery Plus is it's not a huge platform, but what it is it has a very strong and loyal fan base. And that's the thing is everybody I talk to, and I've been saying this way for a while, is like, you guys watch this. Discovery Plus it's becoming the little application that everybody has to have, because they make it so you cannot enjoy your favorite shows on that channel without having that app. And everybody I bring it up to, they're like, oh yeah, because of this show and that show. Yeah, I got to have it. We got Discovery Plus. Oh yeah. So I think that's what Warner wants. They want it to where HBO Max is the gotta have platform,
the must-have app.
And Laszlo is the guy to do it. And I think that's going to be a win-win for both. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I don't know about this whole Henry Cavill coming back thing. I know there was a rumor. I don't know if I buy that.
I'm not convinced either.
I'm not convinced either.
I'm not convinced.
Well, what do you think is going to happen with your DC universe, Lethal? Like,
fuck knows, man. Like, even I couldn't answer that. See, this is the point, and I think like Tom will agree with me on this one. Is like when even like not blowing smoke in my own ass, but I'm really into the DC EU.
Yeah.
And I love DC comics and shit, but I don't fucking know what's going on. I can't even keep up with it. If I can't keep up with it, how can they expect someone else can?
Right.
Like, here's a question. Who's playing Superman? No one fucking knows.
Right.
Which Superman? Like, we don't even know that either.
Well, we
like,
technically got 4 now.
Right. Like, do you think the Flash movie is going to just make it worse?
I think the Flash movie is just there to go, look, we have Michael Keaton.
Well, that, and I think the Flash movie was meant to initially kind of support this idea that we're going to have multiple things going on. And that idea has changed 12 fucking times in the last 5 years.
We have changed 12 times during the stream, Tom.
No shit, right? Like, I was going to say, Lethal will be the first one to tell you this Flashpoint movie was one of the first things announced back in the day. Like, this has been in the works forever.
Do you remember the original Slate lineup?
What was it?
That 2000 and...
Oh, I think it came out in like 2015, 2016.
16,
like
I remember that.
So like, this is our plan. This is what we got coming. Blah 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 blah. Look at that slate and look at what's happened since then.
Yeah, such a drastic change.
Yeah.
It's been a tragedy, really. It's been a tragedy because if you could have used Flashpoint to set up a lot of different timelines and satisfy different sectors of the fans easily, but now it's just a mess.
Jayne Theory says, well, Val Zod is just getting a limited series because that's not woke enough for film. That could be, Jane, but I think the only reason we're getting a Val Zod anything is because they want to work with Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan said, no, I'm not going to be a Black Clark Kent.
So we're getting a Black Clark Kent movie and a Val Zod series. Like,
yeah. It was just because they want to work with Michael B. Jordan's company. I guarantee you that's the only reason that's happening.
It has to be. I mean, I don't understand where any of these companies, like Marvel, will wither out. I think in the next decade, they're going to realize that the decisions they're making now may take a little longer, even, but it's going to get there. I think the Game of Thrones prequel's going to fail. I think the DCEU really, after like this amazing movement to get a movie recut and see what the original director's vision was, I really thought they were going to make the right decision. And what we're seeing is, you get Wonder Woman 1984, which just totally goes against the lore. You get like just no direction at all.
Zero.
And now you have JJ. Now you have freaking JJ. Good
Oh,
luck.
JJ.
Well, and I was told by somebody that the whole reason Hamada brought in JJ is because he wanted JJ to do for DC what he did for Star Trek.
Yeah,
Great.
it's not going to work.
I know. Well, that's how delusional these fuckers are, and that's what we keep trying to tell you.
And
guys,
it's even
they
more
are
delusional.
That dumb.
Yeah, and it's even more delusional that you could have went for anybody else to do this whole Black Superman, but instead you went for one of the biggest race baiting sacks of crap to ever walk the face.
Well, I heard
of the
from
earth.
multiple places they actually wanted JJ to take over DC, but he
No, Tom, I'm not referring to JJ. I'm referring to Coates.
Yeah. He's just somebody who's working with JJ. That's the thing.
Coates
JJ,
is just a straight up fucking racist, man.
Yeah. That's
Anti-American racist.
No, but they actually wanted JJ to take over the entire DCEU, like to make it his own. But he's like, no, because I don't have all this control, basically, and with the amount of control he wanted. See, when JJ gets involved with something, he wants only his version to be. And that doesn't jive with like the CW and other things like that. So he's just like, yeah, I'll make a few things, but he didn't. If he would have probably done the whole deal, it probably would have been a bigger deal. It probably would have been like $1 billion deal. I guarantee it. But no, because they see guys like JJ as the guy who made the most successful Star Wars movie, right? Like they don't see him as the guy who destroys things. Hi, Christy.
What's up, Christy?
I wanted to ask Lethal because this is the impression I kind of got. Did you guys kind of get the impression too that the only reason you got the Snyder cut was there was never any plans to go any further with it? It was just to shut you guys up. That's kind of the impression I got.
Kind of, and I think they realized how much money they could be made from it
during a pandemic.
And to push HBO Max because those numbers went way the fuck up when that came out.
Yes, it did. I agree with both of y'all. I'm pretty much on both sides. Is that one? It was to, of course, I think it was to just kind of tell the Snyder fans, here's your stinking movie. Fine, there you go. I don't mean to be blunt about that, but that's what I got. But then at the same time, they realize how much potential they're sitting on with the Snyder Cut and such, and I just don't like the fact that Hamada, the higher ups, they basically just said this, like they don't want anything to do with Snyder, and they're just going to destroy every single trace of Snyder's influence or anything after the Snyder Cut dropped.
Well, you're right, because after it came out, they came out and they said, we're never dropping the air cut, never fucking happening.
Well, that's what I mean. A lot of that
blank.
stuff seemed like it was pretty much set in stone that this was never going anywhere. And that's where, I even kind of got it with Andre a little bit. I'm like, you really believe some of this shit? You really think, maybe Kalar would like to do this. But if you read some of this stuff, I got the impression that, this was always a one and done deal. Right, like they weren't going to do anything more with this. All this talk of series and stuff was probably Kalar, if anything.
Well, wasn't it a win-win? Like it's a win-win.
Kalar, yeah.
You make the fans happy, even if it doesn't do very well. They'll hopefully shut up. If it does really well during a pandemic, you're going to make this money. I didn't think they were going. I felt bad for everybody because I didn't think they were going to keep him around to move the DCEU.
Everyone there is just over it. Like everyone's moved on. Margot Robbie before this movie came out, before Suicide Squad came out, she did that thing where she's like, I'm pretty much done with Harley.
Well, isn't her contract pretty much up anyway? I think she had like a 5-picture deal or something like that.
They wanted to keep her. That was her contract, but there was a lot of talk that they wanted to keep her around.
I'm sure
real
they'll
quick,
pay her, bring her back again.
Lady Gravemaster, drop out and come back in because it's saying device not connected. So if you could drop out and come back in, you'll be able to come on.
I'm sure if they pay her, she'll come back.
Definitely certain.
So before we check out, because Jayne said there's a season 2 official trailer of Star Trek Lower Decks. I wanted to take a look if I could freaking find it.
Why?
Why is the question?
We covered the whole on the stream earlier. Stephen and Tommy was there. We covered the whole what was like one of the actors saying that like one of her biggest inspirations from Deep Space Nine was tied to Antifa. It was like she reminded him of Antifa or something like that.
Oh, Kieran Reese from
really?
DS9, yeah.
Yeah, Kieran Reese, yeah.
Well, all I know is here are all the upcoming DCEU movies and TV shows after the Suicide Squad. So let's take a quick look. We got Peacemaker in January 2022.
Can I ask, is this a different list from what we saw from what you went over on Wednesday, Scott?
What we went over on Wednesday, yes, that was something different. That wasn't. Is that the same list? Peacemaker, yeah, to the Batman. No, those are the 19 movies. So we're gonna see if this is the same because they didn't have Peacemaker. That wasn't the first one. So Peacemaker, then the Batman, March 4th. What are you thinking about that, Lethal?
I'm cautiously optimistic, but like I said, after seeing the Suicide Squad, I kind of just want live action comic book movies to go away.
Man, they kicked you right in the balls, dude.
It was fucking shit. I just think it was like one of the worst movies. Not just a DCEU movie, but just I fucking hate that movie.
I was gonna say, Lethal, would it revitalize your interest in comic books if they showed the cut where you had Robert Pattinson, nailing Zoe Kravitz on top of the Batmobile?
That's the cut I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the Axel version.
Yeah, the Axel version.
Oh, right.
Release the hood cut because that was on the top of a car, wasn't it?
The Batmobile.
I didn't even believe that story until somebody else independently talked to us about it.
That's pretty
That's
boss.
crazy.
That's pretty boss.
That's
Like,
gangster.
Yeah.
I can't say who said it, obviously, but like, yeah, one day, because like Andre and I had a giggle about it. I'm like, oh, this can't be true, whatever. We just kind of let it go by, and then like a week later, we were talking to an individual, and he's like, oh yeah, did you hear about this, that, and the other, blah blah blah, and Pattinson knocked up so and so on the Batmobile. I'm like, wait, what? That was real? And he's like, oh yeah, they caught him.
I don't believe it
He's
because
like-
if she was pregnant by now, you look at like her Instagram, she's pretty active over there. She doesn't have a baby bump or anything.
No, I don't think she did. Yeah, I think that was just a rumor going around. But how they talk in circles. But like, I'm like, I don't know if that's real true. He's like, oh yeah, they caught him. They caught him banging.
And
Well,
the
maybe he
other one,
nailed her. Maybe he did nail her on the.
they were dating. That was
yeah.
proven. That was like that was out there. That was not like that's true.
Is this the same day or a different day where he tried to kidnap Matt Reeves at gunpoint?
That no,
I think that was the
no.
same day.
I don't know where the hell did you hear that?
Oh, that was part of the same rumor.
Oh fuck no! I never
Get in the
heard
fucking
that
boot,
part.
Matt Reeves. This is a kidnapping.
Lethal, I think that was the same day.
I'm not gonna work out.
No, what I heard was
That was
Matt
also
Reeves,
the same day.
Matt Reeves and him had a bit of a row, but I don't know about a kidnap.
That's insane.
I am
I think
interested
Matt
in
Reeves
Black
was just
Adam.
more pissed that he was fucking on the Batmobile more than anything because it was an expensive fucking prop. basically.
That's fantastic.
That's what I heard. Is that he got chewed out for that, basically. Yeah.
All right, so who should
And the
have
whole
played
COVID
Black Adam?
thing, like, yeah.
Who should have played Black Adam? Because
Oh.
I want to see The Rock do a good job, but can he play? Because they're going to make him. I feel like a Rock Black Adam.
It'll be The Rock playing The Rock as Black
Well, it's
Adam.
not even just
Yeah,
that.
I-
It's going to be
he can do it.
but he's not going to be like the dark. Like, yes, people consider him an anti-hero, but he's also like he's a villain.
He is a
You know what I
villain.
mean? So like, I can Rock play a villain other than the
Yeah,
Scorpion
he's
King?
got to start playing in the Nation of Domination. Yes,
He's been cast at this role for like 10 years.
Yeah,
But they're going to make him a hero in this movie for sure.
you know it. That's what I'm worried about.
This is such a shame as well because one of this is rewinding the clock again. One of the biggest appeals about this movie was like, oh my god, are we going to see him fight Henry Cavill's Superman? 'Cause
Right.
that would be fucking
Right.
awesome. It's like, well, that ain't happening.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah, right.
What did you think of Shazam?
Well,
Yeah.
I only ever saw it once. Okay, whatever.
There's our favorite movie coming up on November 4th of 2022.
Well, I was
The
just going to
Flash.
say about the whole
Yeah, go
Black
ahead.
Adam thing. Like, that was the last shot. Like, if we were going to get Henry Cavill back, because that was where The Rock would have been able to throw his weight around.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
they have
Yeah,
the same,
absolutely.
because they have the same. His ex-wife is both of their agents,
Yep.
and I'm sure if there was going to be a point where they were going to say, "Look, if you want this movie made, then Henry Cavill's going to be in it too," They probably said that, and Warner was like, no, and they decided not to die on that hill, I guess, evidently, or it just never was a thing. I don't know. Unless they're going to surprise us, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
I don't understand the dislike of Henry Cavill. Like, I think he played for what he was given in those roles, because I liked Man of Steel.
You want the honest truth?
Yeah.
What I think it is? I think it
figure.
is their contract ran up. He has become such an in-demand actor that they don't want to pay what they're going to have him play Superman now.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, and that's why they're putting all this bullshit out there about him being difficult and all this other crap. They're making excuses, basically.
Making excuses to not.
Because if they have to sign him back up now, it's going to be big bucks.
Yeah, that's true. Christy, are you looking forward to The Flash?
I don't give a shit about these movies.
Christy just watches Tremors on repeat.
I do.
All day, every day. So then you got Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. How do you feel about them apples?
I like, what's his name? Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Jason
But
Momoa.
I don't like the chick. I don't like the chick. I don't know.
Oh, Amber Heard?
Oh,
Everybody does.
I liked the first Aquaman. Like, I
Yeah.
thought the first Aquaman was the best Star Wars movie I ever saw in the cinema.
Damn. I like that.
Oh, shit. I heard the rumor that they're killing her in this one, though, but I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I don't think that's true.
I also heard Emilia Clarke's
I'll
taking
tell you
over.
right there. Here's the one I am not interested in at all. I heard everybody talk about how great that Shazam movie was, and
I like
finally
Shazam.
got a chance to watch
Hell.
it. Yeah, I thought it was boring, and I couldn't stand it.
You know, it's funny because on Wednesday, Scott
Yep.
kind of turned me over on Shazam.
I thought it was
Give it
fun,
to you.
man.
I
I thought
liked
it was
Shazam.
it wasn't meant to be
It
a
was the
gritty,
best Marvel movie that DC ever made.
absolutely.
Yeah, take that.
With their car,
Shazam
with
was
their
good up until the last 20 minutes.
look, Shazam's
Last
the
20
best
minutes was a
Captain
bit much.
Marvel we've gotten.
I got to watch it again.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah,
best
damn
Captain
right.
Marvel.
See,
Yeah.
because I
He's the
remember
true
as
Captain
a kid,
Marvel.
it really captured to me, at least from the nostalgic value. Maybe that's
Yes.
why I enjoyed it, because I vaguely remembered the show as a kid.
Right.
And I do have it on Blu-ray. I just haven't revisited it. But I'm thinking I haven't watched the film since I first saw it. Maybe twice.
I
I've
just-
seen it. So
I feel like he played a kid in a superhero's body. I think he did a great job doing
Oh,
that.
Zac Efron.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, not
Yeah.
Zac Efron. Levitz.
no, but I totally understand the DC fans who don't like it because it
Right.
does not fit
well,
with the other stuff so much.
right, with the other stuff. But I mean, if you look at Shazam in the cartoon, the animated movies, he has that childish kind of thing about him because he's a kid. So I thought the casting was pretty good. Definitely the crippled kid, and then the kid from the OC that they did as the adult version. They're the same person, I think.
I really enjoyed it. So you're
did too.
preaching to the choir to me, but I can understand why those who don't like
Oh,
it.
me too. But I think I'm looking forward to that one. You got Gotham PD.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's called.
It's going to be. Here's the question: is it tied to Batgirl? Or is it going to tie to Matt
Oh, it
Reeves'
says
Batman?
right there.
Right here.
Well, he's
It's-
drawing, so we'll give him a pass on that.
Yeah, it's the Matt Reeves one.
It says,
So
the Batman director Matt Reeves will produce this HBO Max series that will center on the busiest and most corrupt police department in the history of fiction.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but you
and
said,
presumably tie into the plot of the Robert Pattinson film. So
yeah,
yeah, it's
I was gonna
basically
say, yeah, it's
Gotham
been done
redo,
before. It's Gotham. It's a remake of Gotham, basically.
HBO Max redid Gossip Girl. That should tell you fucking everything.
Yeah, good point.
You got a point there, Christine. That's
Gossip
why
Girl
you're
wasn't even like nearly a decade old.
I literally I don't have HBO Max, but I watched the first episodes of the new series. I was like, are you kidding me? I just like
So
some
it's
of
like
the
a flat out remake. Not
yeah,
even a,
well, it's not even a good remake. It's
not a revival. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah,
revival, whatever the fuck it was.
Well,
Well,
is
is
it like
it-
a sequel series or is it this? Is it like something completely new?
It's something completely new. You
Okay,
have
that's what I was asking.
the chick who voiced it in the beginning, or who voiced Gossip Girl, Kristen Bell, I think her name is. She's back in it, and there's mentions or subtle hints of like the previous cast by name, but that's it.
so same universe though.
The same universe, but it's
The
just
same
like,
Gossip Girl universe.
it's so
Gossip kill you.
it's so I don't want to say it's not so much as SJW-y. To me, it's not. It's just it throws it at you all the time.
Well, where did they get writers? Because they're all working on Discovery. Sorry.
Well, what I mean by that is the stuff that they do talk about, and that's good, and I liked. They don't focus on that. That's the thing.
They don't focus on it enough.
They don't focus. Yeah.
Well, that goes right along with this whole Gotham show. Like, I am so sick and tired of Batman and Superman and other shows that don't have Batman and Superman in them.
Yeah,
like that is my biggest gripe. There is very rare occasions where you can say, okay, we got this spin-off character from a show of a much bigger franchise that actually works.
Right.
Frasier is the only time I can think of.
Absolutely. What a good show, dude.
I don't get this
the Jeffersons
or the Well, that was kind of its own. Like, well,
no, it came from.
It's still in the same universe, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of but no, like it normally doesn't work when you have a strong character like that, though, right?
Right.
Like the thing is George Jefferson is just as strong a character as Archie Bunker.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. And almost the same character. Yeah.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
In its own way. But like just following along, like, like Commissioner Gordon is just a police procedural. We can see that on every other fucking TV show on TV.
Right.
And when you start, and my other problem with that is, and I don't know how Lethal feels about this as a diehard fan, but like when you start introducing a lot of these bad guys before Batman exists, it really kind of fucks with things because the point of a lot of them existing is that Batman creates the need for.
He's somehow responsible.
Yeah,
he's somehow responsible in some way, shape, or form.
But here's the thing: I didn't watch a whole lot of Gotham, but the one thing that really stood out to me is the age difference. I'm like, okay, so we got Kid Bruce Wayne, and we got fucking Penguin, who's like, however old he is. So by the time Bruce Wayne grows up and becomes Batman, I don't see Penguin being.
Well, it's funny you picked him because I watched the first 2 seasons of that show, and out of all of them, the Penguin's the only one I can get. Like
I was just like, talking out like.
Yeah, no, but like, because he is pretty young, but like, yeah, you've got the Riddler who's way too old.
Yep.
Even
certain
Joker.
other characters, like they young down Poison Ivy and Catwoman to his age.
Yeah,
right. So that's another thing. You got the young versions of them running around.
But isn't he supposed to be older than them?
Didn't it have Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle were like hanging out quite a lot as kids?
Yes.
Yep.
That's a bit weird.
She kind of basically replaces like what Rachel's role was in the Batman Begins kind of thing.
Yeah. Rachel. Anybody for Batgirl, huh? Batgirl? Redhead?
Pretty. But yeah, it's the whole redhead trope replacing another redhead trope because that actually the gingerness is supposed to be part of Barbara's character. And like you said, Scott, he has discussed Scott on Wednesday, I think it would have been better if it was a different character.
Yeah.
And I would have said, if they did someone like Cassandra Cain or Stephanie Brown.
Yep.
I could definitely see that work, but not as a. I would love to see a Cassandra Cain, someone do a better Cassandra Cain than we got in Birds of Prey. But
in the 60s show, Batgirl was a brunette, who put on a wig. So I mean.
But for most of the time, in her comic run, and especially in different forms such as the animated series and most of the cartoons and video games, she's been a ginger. She's been a redhead.
Agreed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's saying that the actress wore the wig.
Right. I know. As the character of Batgirl, they wore a red wig. Is that what you're saying? But as Barbara Gordon,
Barbara Gordon in the 60s series was a brunette.
Right, was a brunette using a wig. Right, I get that. At least they had the wig. So give me a wig. That's all I'm saying. Come on, wig it up.
Just kind of meet us halfway.
I kind of like this, though. I like the kid.
Casting.
He's pretty, though.
It's a great casting.
But yes, that is a definite
Yeah,
I think
dude.
casting.
I would like to.
Silverstone didn't have red hair.
Yeah, she was great in Batman and Robin. She was so good.
God, I don't want to talk about bat nipples.
Bat card. Wonder Woman 3. Okay.
I wanted to say before we get to Wonder Woman, but yeah, that's not only perfect casting, and I think he's gonna nail it as Jaime Reyes because Jaime's a really good character.
Yeah, Paulie and I lobbied.
That picture just looks like Jaime, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does look like Jaime.
Well, and Tom, you're right. Like this kid he's perfect. He looks like him. The kid can play the role.
Paulie
He's a
and
good
I were
actor.
bitching, like this kid's the star of Cobra Kai. Why isn't he getting more attention?
Right.
Like
Mhm.
he's the
Absolutely.
new Karate Kid, for fuck's sake.
Right. And he's a good actor. He's a good actor. I'm glad they have him. Wonder Woman 3, I just don't even understand anymore.
Why?
This is the hard one for me. Because Batman and Wonder Woman are two of my favorite characters ever
Same.
created.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I love Gal as Wonder Woman.
Same here.
The first Wonder Woman is pretty. I liked it, but it's also pretty sentimental. I thought Wonder Woman 84 was bad, but it had some redeeming moments. But like I said, after seeing the Suicide Squad, I'm just like, oh my fucking
I
God,
was
get these
I
movies to an end.
there have been times where I've been close to saying that I love the first Wonder Woman, and a lot of it was because I think a lot of her best bits was when Patty Jenkins was working with Zack Snyder at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know, leaving her to do her own right, leaving her to kind of take full control of the reins resulted in something that just kind of fell apart of Wonder Woman 84. And don't be surprised if we might see a potential the same thing with her doing a Rogue Squadron film.
Right. Well, see, the beauty of Wonder Woman is they did an excellent job of fish out of water.
Exactly.
You know, her not knowing anything about man's world. Zack Snyder did a great job of a more seasoned and older Wonder Woman knowing the consequences of man's world. Wonder Woman 2 just, it lost me. Like, it felt like they were trying to do a little bit of both. Like, she was now teaching him as fish out of water. It was like trying to recapture the glory of the first movie, and they just did a terrible job.
I didn't really like the first movie.
See, I liked it. I thought it was good.
I walked out of it, and my girlfriend and I felt the same way. She was like, it was Captain America with
it was too much Captain America, the first Avenger.
And to me,
What's
the third
better
act
than
fell
that?
apart.
Yeah, you're
it
absolutely
would have fixed
right.
the movie real easy. All you had to do was make Ares her dad. That's
Yep.
all you had to do. It would have fixed the movie real simple. Otherwise, I mean, I've been ultra hard on the first movie in comparative. Now that Wonder Woman 84 has come out, I've lightened up on the first film quite a bit.
Right.
But I mean, I've been one of those who's been bitching that Wonder Woman should have got a movie 30 fucking years ago. We should already be on our second or third incarnation of Wonder Woman by now.
Absolutely.
But the only hope Wonder Woman 3 has is what I think you were just kind of saying there. I think it was McKinney who was saying it was that she's going to be working on Rogue Squadron. So chances are she may be hands off on this if they really want to rush Wonder Woman 3 out as much as it sounded like they did.
Right.
So she'll probably just be an executive producer, maybe get a writing credit or a story credit. I'm hoping they get somebody else to direct. To be honest with you, it hasn't.
Well, they're going to need to in order to get the bad taste of Wonder Woman 84 out of everyone.
Well, and that's the other thing is they've got an incentive now, and if she's busy, oh well, we'll get somebody else to direct, kind of thing.
And
I'm hoping, yeah.
This is Gal's last one as well.
I think her contracts. This is her sixth one or whatever. Yeah. So
I have to say, when they first picked her, I was against it.
So it was
she
like
was
Batman.
She was
Justice League.
fantastic. She was
I agree,
fantastic.
Scott. Yeah, I was very unsure of her.
Yeah, this would be her fifth one.
I'm a Linda Carter fan, so.
Yep.
But
I just felt like
great job.
she wasn't the physique wasn't there, but she did a really well job making you feel like she was powerful. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El. So they are
Sasha Calle.
If they're gonna go with the cousin of Superman, like, is it gonna? So it is this girl, Sasha Calle.
Yeah.
That's the one that's gonna be in the Flash, right?
No.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Here's our Superman reboot with
Fuck that movie.
Machine's favorite writer. I don't think he's here at the moment because
it's going to be garbage.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
It's going to be hot garbage.
Why is there a Superman reboot?
Warner Brothers.
Because they want to make him black with the most racist black guy on earth.
Yeah, this writer is just terrible. I don't know much about him, but I know what Machine feels about him, and I'm scared.
Yeah, this is some of the most disgusting things that's come out of Tanishi Coates' mouth.
Yeah.
I have no interest in this whatsoever. This is going to be nothing but trying to bait people to hate one another. I have no interest.
Yep.
It's going to be hot garbage.
For Superman as well. The fucking irony.
Right, absolutely.
Exactly.
For Superman. That's just right there. That sums it all up, man. And then you have, I always say it wrong, Zatanna. So this is more like dark, Justice League Dark type of stuff.
This goes back with a while ago. They said that they were going to do a Justice League Dark, and they were going to give heaps of the characters their own shows.
Yeah.
And our boy J.J. Abrams is in charge of all this stuff.
How much are they going to cover the time?
Well, we know where that's headed. That's great.
Yeah, dude. I love, that's one of my favorite, things I know better in DC world is like the more magical side of it. And, you know, that side with Constantine and
They
stuff.
ain't going to let her have her original outfit.
No.
No fucking
No.
way.
No.
We'll be
No way.
revealing too much.
There's your boy
Oh,
right
there it
there.
is.
There he is. Final fucking Abrams.
Those
Just-
look like clay.
and then Green Lantern Corps. And
Again, I feel this could be really, really good.
Oh,
Just the
hell yeah. It
concept
has
of doing a
potential,
Green Lantern
yeah.
show.
yep.
That could be fucking awesome, but I don't know.
It could be.
And Static Shock.
I like Static Shock.
Yeah. And it's being done. I mean, this is another thing they wanted to get into the world of,
Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, Michael B.
Production.
Jordan's
'Cause
production.
let's be
company.
real, he's probably not going to appear in any of these movies or shows.
No.
He's just going to be
Which is a
producing.
shame. Because he's a great actor.
He
Michael
is, but
Jordan
I
was.
mean, I just don't. I don't really see him fitting in, and he does not want to do the whole Black Superman thing,
Right.
which
And
I
then
got to give him complete respect for. Let's be real; like he had the balls to go out and say, "No, I just don't want to be the black white guy." Basically, like
Yeah, exactly. The black version of. He
That Oprah
understands.
interview is epic, man. The way she's
Yep.
just baiting him.
Yep.
He's like, nope.
he was the best
Right.
part of Space Jam 2. It's been long enough. There you go. That's the big fucking spoiler joke. They get the wrong Michael Jordan. That's the best joke in the whole fucking movie, kids.
That's
And
actually
then-
pretty funny.
You actually
It's
watched
the best.
that?
Yeah, I did. I wasted 2+ hours or whatever it was watching that stupid piece of shit. Well, it was funny because at least the guy who spoiled the movie for me, he told me there's a Michael Jordan cameo. He didn't tell me it was Michael B. Jordan. So at least he had the decency to set me up for the joke, and at least I got to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't enjoy any goddamn thing else about that movie, that's for sure.
Right. What's up, Lady Gravemaster? How are you?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
As long as you
We can hear
think.
you.
Yeah. If you think you're okay, then that's good. That is
Grave
good.
Master, you're on Scott's show, The Dump. We're not okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
true.
okay. That's true.
Oh,
That is true.
That's
Well,
true,
I'm
you
glad.
Black
Well,
Hawk. Ooh.
You never know what you're going to get on here. Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be boring? I don't care. I just like to talk to people.
Steamer.
Yeah, Steamer, whatever. But we got Black Hawk, Steven Spielberg set to direct a DC movie, and it's about like World War II-ish pilots, right?
Yeah,
Um,
this
that
was
are gonna
like a
happen.
year or two ago. I don't
so
think it's gonna
is it
happen
like a
either.
remake? Oh, sorry, Tom.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is it a remake of Black Hawk Down? Because
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking
Like-
it was gonna be. I was thinking it was gonna be more like another version of. Do you guys remember the Lucasfilm Red Tails?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah, I think it was gonna be something similar to that.
Red
Well-
Tails was good.
Red Tails was good. No, I was listening in and out because I've not seen the Suicide Squad yet. From
Right.
what I gather, so I'm trying not to. You know how hard it is not to get spoilers on this movie?
Yeah.
It's
There
ridiculous.
really isn't
Like,
much to spoil
You know what, Tom?
outside of deaths.
I'm
Tell 'em.
just saying. Some of us would like to experience the disappointment on our own.
Hey,
Be
I love
pleasantly
it.
surprised. I'm just saying.
Damn.
It's
I wasn't
it's
expecting to be bored out of my brain.
well, you know, I did not really. The first Suicide Squad like had some cool parts about it, but I didn't think it was that good. My my thing is that you know I like Margot Robbie as
Harley
oh
Quinn.
gosh, you know, Harley Quinn. Like my brain just stopped and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I think that she does need an ensemble cast, and so
Mhm.
because I mean, it just
You'll
she
probably
just
like
can't
it then,
carry.
maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to see. But like, I have had to not watch like Lethal's movie or video and Nerdrotics video. Like, do you know how hard? Like, I watch all of your guys' videos like right away, and like streams. I try to get on them as much as I possibly can, except Tom's because he's literally everywhere all the time, and I just cannot keep up with that ridiculous.
It's hard.
It's not my fault. It's
hard. It is my fault. I drug him.
You drug
Like
him?
an
That's
STD,
fine.
isn't
That's
it?
perfectly fine.
He even used a white van with Smarties.
Yes,
Lure
Smarties.
Oh,
So
that's
easy to
yeah,
get.
every
Yep.
time. But I heard you talking, Scott, about how
Yep.
you had just started getting into anime.
Yep.
I was curious. So I'm sorry to everybody here, but what's the first anime that you watched?
Black Clover.
Sailor Moon.
Interesting.
Sailor Moon,
Okay.
Dragon Ball
Sailor
Z,
Moon.
and Pokemon were probably the first ones I watched as a kid.
Yeah, I guess you could
Lethal.
say
We are
Pokemon.
sold. We are like twin souls. Yes.
Same here.
I've loved anime since I was like, God, I don't even know, way too young to remember. It's just like I've always loved it, and
Yeah.
I remember hiding that fact at school.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I remember embracing that fact at school.
Well, I gotta
man.
say, I could almost say like when I was a kid, Voltron was anime, and I just didn't know it was anime. You know, so I loved Voltron, but I just got into like Black Clover, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia. I've been watching like a ton of different styles too. Mars Red was all right. Dr. Stone is funny. Yeah.
Could you say that Boku no Hero Academia is basically what everything American comics should be?
Yes. Yeah. Black Clover to me is one of the best. I love that one.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite. I just enjoy it. It's magical. It's, you know, a kid who never gives up. You know, it's just it's a good one. The last one's Joker, guys. Joker 2, I thought we did well with Joker.
Why is this need a sequel?
I got a theory about Joker. I wonder if Joaquin's even coming back.
Oh, so a different Joker being
Well,
like
because I've been hearing some rumblings about like Arthur's Joker isn't the real Joker.
Well,
or
it's
some
not
bullshit.
Or unreliable narrator type thing, so you can have different versions.
Are you saying that they're going to bring in like Jack Napier?
I don't know what's going on. I just don't know if they got Joaquin.
That's the
on
common
board.
thing with DC.
It isn't it though?
I don't fucking know.
That's kind of what I'm getting is this whole like we don't know.
Right. Check out Comic Chat. Everybody has a great channel, and
Hey, Danny.
Danny will tell you what he believes, and I respect him for that.
I
For $1.99, what up, Sporking? Vegeta is king. DBZ Super.
Vegeta, you dumbass.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
like
that
I-
was like a Family
What is
Guy
Vegeta?
chicken vaginas.
What is Vegeta?
You just said you've been getting into anime and you don't know.
I don't know.
Dragon Ball Z?
I have never watched Dragon Ball Z. I was getting
Scott,
laid
I
at
have
the
never
time.
watched
Go
it
fuck
either,
yourself.
But I at least know the name of
Me
one of the
too.
main characters. So.
Yeah,
So,
9,000.
Should I watch Dragon Ball Z at my age?
Yes.
Like, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember.
Age have to do with anything.
Well, no, because I'm saying like I remember that like little kids that when I
not
was like
watch
in
this-
high school were watching it, so I didn't know if it was for kids or for.
Oh, so you have heard it?
I've heard of Dragon Ball Z. I just don't know anybody in there.
Watch the subs.
Vegeta.
Subs.
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Okay.
Vegeta.
Vagina, whatever. Talk about vagina, according to Christy, 99 cents. Sorry about that.
No.
That was like
think vegetables without the BLES.
Vegeta, yo. Dragon Ball Z Super. Now I just got what he meant by DBZ. Okay, so let's move on.
Break the fucking wheel.
I feel like fucking mad right now.
No, it's like it's really DBZ is really good. The art is fantastic. I mean, as is with most anime, like it's really really good. But the thing is, it really depends on what you like. But have you seen? Okay, so if you liked My Hero Academia, then you should really like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, that was the
that's
first one I
amazing.
watched, or second one I watched.
FMA is on everybody's recommended list.
Really confused me though. You got Full Metal Alchemist and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it's the same goddamn thing almost. But it's like that's the complete version, I guess. And
It's
the
like
original
Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Really?
Which, by the way, Lethal, I own season 5 of Sailor Moon. Like I have it on DVD. Do you?
I do not.
Oh, you don't. You don't even know it.
No,
That's actually like.
I was just.
If I was you, I'd be flexing that.
Trying to. I thought I was supposed to attack you.
I'd be flexing that. I'd be going around going, "Hey, you there? Guess what I own?"
I ordered it when I was like 12 because I love this. Yeah, you did lose 1 million cool points.
I don't even have cool points, so I got you, comic chat. 199, Sporking. What the fuck, my man? You just lost 1 million. I don't even have cool points. Okay.
No, you're in the negative after that. Forget it.
I am. Vagina. I'm gonna call him Vegeta from now on.
If you want to get 1 trillion cool points, so like everybody recommends Full Metal Alchemist. No, Sailor Moon is not just for girls. No, it's not. Time Prophet. You're wrong. Anyway,
that's it. I'm changing my avatar to my second avatar.
All right, let's see it.
I am Tuxedo Mask.
Yes, Tuxedo Mask, Darian.
Darian.
So if you want to like get if you want to get like 1 trillion cool points, nobody recommends this, and I don't know why, and it's so freaking good. It's called Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I saw that. I didn't know if I was going to check it out. Okay.
You should. It's so freaking good.
That's old school.
Yes.
Toonami. That is old school Toonami right there.
I will check it out.
It's fantastic.
You know what?
I've got to ask you, who's your favorite Sailor Guardian?
Of the core or of the extended with the outer planets and Sailor and the stars?
All of them.
Ooh. So
I was crushing on Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter's my girl as well. I'm a Sailor
crushing on Jupiter.
So I really
Mars being a close second.
See, so I really the first I'm sort of torn because like I love Jupiter because she can cook and she's a badass and she's just like all around awesome, doesn't take nobody's crap from anyone. But the first cosplay that I ever did was Sailor Venus. So like I have like I'm sort of torn between the two, but there's a picture of me, my mom still has it, and I like took so what I did was I took like her garden gloves because when she was just Sailor V, I cosplayed as Sailor V, and so like I took a cowl and I made it a cape, and I like took her gardening gloves, and I took my grandmother's huge glasses and I wore those, and I put my hair up and everything, and so like I thought I looked so cool, and then my mother showed me that photo, and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Well, here's a little thing for you. People have told me that I actually do kind of look a bit like Darian.
Really?
Yep, when I shave.
I think those glasses. It's the glasses.
Yeah, just the glasses.
It's the glasses.
You look like Darian, but you don't have. I'm sorry. One of the most iconic things about Darian is like his like blue black hair, and like you do not have blue black hair.
I have black hair,
but it's not blue black.
Yeah. Well,
next time you come on, I want you to dress just like that avatar. Comics chat for $1.99. I would love to see that. $1.99 Sporking. The Gundam series are good too. I was going to start watching that too. A lot of those are on Netflix, aren't they?
Don't do. I wouldn't.
What?
If you can.
I got Funimation, so I've been watching it on that.
I will say this: you're speaking to somebody who was probably not as hard on Gundam Seed as everybody else was.
Okay.
Gundam Zeta is the best Gundam. The series wise.
A lot of people said Wing. A lot of people were big. My first experience was Wing, and then Mobile Fighter.
Well, is there a certain order I have to go in?
Okay, you're getting into like Star Wars EU territory with this because there is a fucking lot. There is a lot.
Really?
You've got the Universal Century timeline, which is like the main timeline. Okay, and then you have like a whole bunch of like what you'd call Elseworlds, I guess.
Yep.
Things going on all around it, but there is, and some of the Elseworlds have their own continuations and shit. Like there is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
What can I start with to test it?
Start with the original.
Okay, just go with the original.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because if you have the original, no matter what direction you go from there, you'll have a base to work off of that actually like makes sense. Yeah.
Because I have to say, I might not know all of it, like you can tell, but I'm really starting to enjoy it. Like I really am. Like I probably couldn't tell you sometimes the main characters in one of the ones I'm watching now because I just started it, but like I'm falling in love with the idea of like how they write. They're not scared to go here or there with it. Like women are women, men are men. Like I am enjoying it.
Women are very women, and men are very men, and it's so beautiful.
Like No Gun Life. No Gun Life is one of my favorite. I didn't think I would like one where the dude has a gun for a head, but it's freaking awesome. It's awesome.
Have
it's
you
like
you need to check out. I think you need to I think you need to take a look into Chainsaw Man if that was kind of your thing.
Okay,
that's a whole. That's
gory as hell.
It's a gory one. That's a that is
when that anime drops. When that anime drops, that's gonna
but
big
it's
numbers,
like
that one.
let me move my camera up here.
You might really like Trigun.
Someone said that in the chat. I saw that.
Cowboy Bebop, Trigun.
Another monster said it right here.
Rurouni Kenshin is one of my personal favorites. Oh, FLCL.
Fully Cooley.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, God, you guys.
Do you know what
my
old school? That's
2
Adult
decades.
Swim.
2 decades of love in anime.
Samurai Champloo, which that was.
That is awesome.
This is some of my other pictures.
Nephew.
I have
Hey,
fuck Gabby.
Tom.
Attack on Titan. Fuck Gabby.
By the way, Soul Assassin, Samurai Champloo was my introduction to underground hip hop.
Nice.
I do like Castlevania. I really enjoyed
Vampire
that.
Hunter D is the fucking bomb.
Okay,
but
'cause
I will
I-
say with Vampire Hunter D, I think Bloodlust is better.
Vampire
Really?
Hunter D.
I loved
If you're
Bloodlust.
into,
I love the vampire ones.
if you're into sport, if you're into sports, and surprisingly, anime and manga has got me into sports. Haikyuu and
Thank you,
Shield
Danny.
20, and I would say Haikyuu, possibly Air Gear, definitely I Shield 21, which is an American football anime that is created by the creator of One Punch Man.
I love One Punch Man. That first season, and that's all there is, right? One season? Or is there more? Because I can't find any more. I don't know, but it's awesome. I love that. That is one of the funniest, just making fun of the superhero, whole thing. It's great.
Yeah. Well, and it's got really, it's just so well written.
Yeah.
And, because you're like, oh, well, what's he gonna he can basically win any fight with one, what can't this guy do? It's interesting because I've heard it compared to Superman.
Right.
He's putting these impositions on himself because nobody else can, so he has to morally do, he's doing this because he has morals, and because he has value, he places value on life.
Yep.
And
and he doesn't want to take credit too. He doesn't want to make other people look bad. So I thought that was good. The thing that kills me though is the idea that it's Superman. That's perfect way of putting it, because literally he's unbeatable. And he's like, I do 100 push-ups a day. The way he works out is nothing. It's fucking great. It's great. So Vampire Hunter D, right?
Yes.
All right.
And oh gosh, there's so many good ones. But
if
you have got hundreds of hours of just fantastic art and storytelling ahead of you. It's just insane. And
I know,
what's
it's
really
just
nice
so much.
is you're gonna like some of it, and you're not. Oh yeah, Afro Samurai. Oh, so
I heard
good.
that was awesome.
But
it's
you're gonna try some stuff that is gonna be okay, but you're not gonna really like. You're gonna watch other stuff that you weren't sure of that you're gonna love, and then those things are gonna lead you to other anime and manga that you're going to.
Well, that's what it's been doing. Open up. I just watched Hellsing.
And that's the thing, Scott. And that's one of the things, Scott, is that it's best that you don't stick to the mainstream. So if you want to expand more, don't stick so much into mainstream shonen.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I got Funimation, because there's a lot of different stuff coming out that's simulcast. Let me first say thank you, Comic Chat. You rock. I did put your link in the description or in the chat, so guys, please make sure you find that and subscribe to Danny. He's a great guy. Also, I'm gonna put my nephew. It's Hawk Hawk Customs. He does like Legos that he custom does. Like he did Peacekeeper and stuff like that. So if you guys can subscribe to him, I just got him over 50 subscribers, so he's pretty psyched. Excuse me. So that's awesome. I'm losing my voice. I got to get up early. So let's watch this video, Lower Deck, and we'll talk about that real quick, and then we will close out. All right. So I got to be up at like
I have a feeling that this is probably going to be one trailer where like I wish we had Script Doctor for this one.
Yeah. Well, we got the good thing. I mean, Tom knows a little bit more. He's been watching more and more. So, all right, here we go. I just don't know. I just don't know.
I tell you what, watching that, you know, it's the same thing. I don't give a shit. I didn't care the first time that this series had aired, and I damn sure don't care this time around either.
Yeah, and just for them swearing again, I'm done with it.
So here's the thing.
You're
Star Trek
fucking hubris.
I've never seen a whole series of Star Trek. I've never seen a Star Trek movie. So I don't know much about Star Trek, but to me that looks like shit Rick and Morty.
Right. Yep. That's it.
Like,
what were you going to say, Lady Gridmaster?
I was going to say, you know, with all this ridiculousness going on with the freaking She-Man, freaking
Masters Universe Revelation.
Sheila.
No, yeah, She-Man. You know, with all the ridiculousness going on, at least the animation was bomb.
Right.
Like, at least that was, it had, I mean, I wouldn't call it a saving grace, but it definitely had a pull. Like, the writing sucked, the story sucked, they cucked He-Man, they destroyed continuity, and, oh my god, don't even, like, never mind, I'm gonna just let that go.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But at least the animation was, like, nobody can deny that animation team was freaking tight. Like, that animation was fantastic.
It's the same animation team behind Castlevania.
Yeah. And so, like, you're like, okay, like, that's tight. I would really love to watch it simply for the animation alone, because otherwise you get crap like that. This weird, like, I swear to God, whoever pushed CalArt's style owes the entire world an apology. And, like, just, it should be burned at the stake. It's horrific. It takes no time.
Didn't you like LGBT-la?
Well, you know, it started with, you know, the whole, it started with, you know, stuff like Steven Universe, stuff like that, stuff like the more minimalist stuff, and, you know, acquiring the Tumblr stuff. Like we didn't get a chance to cover this on Rogue Entertainment, but they finally dropped a trailer for High Guardian Spice.
They did too.
We didn't get a chance to cover that, but I'll probably will this week.
Yeah.
Next week, yeah.
Good or bad?
It's okay. So it is Cartoon Network level, and for the most part, it's fine. But the problem is that one, this is coming from Crunchyroll, and the whole thing is that whenever you subscribe to Crunchyroll, all that money is supposed to go back to the Japanese animators.
Okay.
And they took the money to make their own show like this. Two, it's too similar. It's like picture Steven Universe meets Little Witch Academia.
Oh, really?
And three, the first initial trailer, they never talked about the show. All they talked about was how diverse their writers group was, how it was mostly women panel and such.
I can't do it.
Look, all right. I hate,
final word on it. You have the final.
As freaking, if you have to start an argument with as a woman or as this or as that, if you have to pre-qualify your stuff with anything like that, with any type of identity, anything, it sucks. Like, you're not selling me a story, you're not selling me a cartoon, you're selling me a self-insert garbage piece of crap that...
They're selling you ideology.
Yes, like, I don't want that.
Like, if you really want to go in depth with everything behind High Guardian Spice, Clownfish TV has been covering since day one.
All right, so check it out. I'm sorry, guys. We do have to shut down. I have to be up in a couple hours. So we're going to do some outros, and then thank you for everybody coming. Lethal, I know you might have to jump out real quick, so thank you for having me. I'm thankful that you came on. Let's put it that way.
Oh, well, thanks for the invite. I'm glad I could make it. But hey, Lady Gravemaster, I could listen to you talk to about anime all day. I won't say a word. I'll just listen to you talk. I'll put headphones in, and you just talk about anime, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to do a Sailor Moon stream sometime, or like an anime
Holy
stream
fucking
sometime?
shit! Yes, I fucking do.
I would absolutely love to talk anime with you, Lethal.
Yep, let's do it.
See?
But thank you for having me, Scott. I do appreciate
course.
that. It was good being on with everybody. And
Of course, brother.
yeah, everyone go leave a dislike on my Suicide Squad video. It's been ratioed, so contribute to it because fuck that movie.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Makani, let them know what's going on.
All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I'll just blow this up out of here. This is what I'm doing is for tomorrow's stream, and since I brought up iShield 21 and it's football season, well, I'm going back to football stuff. So, yeah, check that out tomorrow. Tuesday, of course, is my solo series, Draw with Maki, where we turn on the tunes and just draw and chill out. I appreciate everybody coming out for last Tuesday. What I might do is I might start covering more of what's been going on with Activision Blizzard and the whole lawsuit as like segments on that stream. And I might also cover this Tuesday. I might also want to talk about High Guardian Spice and do some High Guardian Spice fan art as well, just to get into that. And of course, Thursday is the sexiest stream on YouTube. Thursdays with me, Mads Marbear, Rosetta Allen, where we do spicy art for you Thursday afternoon. And that's about it. And also, forgot, next Saturday, episode 12 of Makini Live presents Rogue Entertainment, we will have the one and only Lady Gravemaster on special guest. So
there we go.
Get ready for that, everybody.
All right, thank you, brother. We got Tommy.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, where you can find me at my channel, nibbling off toes, giving people a hard time, and talking about old toys, old movies, and some of these retro re-releases of some of these toy franchises that are actually being done right. Another thing that I want to bring to everybody's attention, I don't want everybody to forget about this, but you got to really pay attention to the nonsense that YouTube is pulling with all the content creators. Not only the content creators, but a lot of you in the chat, where some of the people are at YouTube just like to fuck with everybody's comments, or they just like to delete things that they leave on people's videos. Is just absolute horseshit. I mean, some of the people that have been demonetized recently, like Vanzine, yeah, like it's absurd. They're attacking people now, like they've attacked my channel. They're going back 2 or 3 years, going through some of my videos, and they're age restricting them just so they could just, I don't know, put them on the shelf and ice them. It's just ridiculous. So we really need everybody to kind of pull together. We got to tell YouTube no, and we got to tell them that it's enough. It's either they're going to listen or they're going to wind up forcing everybody away from their platform at some point. And you know what, YouTube, don't think it can't happen, because bigger companies than you have fallen. Just pay attention to that, y'all. I mean, seriously, I've talked about it numerous times on my channel, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm going to keep nibbling away at YouTube, because they're a bunch of cocksucking maniacs, and I can't stand them. They piss me off. They really do.
I'm just laughing because you're right.
They agitate the holy dog shit out of me. But
you're right.
You know, it's one of those things that a lot of people are just kind of like, they're shying away from it because it's not affecting them personally at the moment, until it does affect them.
Right.
So just remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent, and you might wind up in a forest full of trees humping it like Walton.
No, damn, we don't want that. And Tom from Midnight's Edge, what is up? Thank you for being here as usual. I'm glad the candy worked.
You know, I like candy. Not much. I'm thinking some mead radio or karaoke. Other than that, just glad to hang around with you hooligans.
Thanks, man. We got to do karaoke one time. I like to do it on with Paulie too. Paulie, I will do it hopefully sometime in September, man. But I like to sing badly, so that'll be fun. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to the panel. Sorry I got to fly out of this one, but it's time to go to bed. Put a spork in it. We're done. Lethal, would that turn you on if you saw that in anime? Huh?
Probably not.
Worst Wonder Woman ever.
Still more realistic than Tila, though.
Oh, snap. Thank you.
You know what? That's a very attainable body shape for you, Scott.
Good night, everybody. I already got